Welcome back, folks, to the 0 to 100 podcast, where we break down every single jersey number 0 to 100. And today, we're doing episode 11, number 11. Whew, we're back. We're back on our regular cadence once a week. Boys, how are we doing? What happened over the weekend, the course of last week? Give me a little summary. I don't live here anymore.
I was at the beach in Wildwood. It was pretty sick.
What'd you do at the beach?
Pretty much just drank a lot, honestly, at night.
What were you sipping on?
Miller Lite. But no, not a lot of Miller, actually. Bud Light. I found some banquet beers, the Coors.
Ooh.
Great
Seals.
choice.
We were talking about banquet beers, actually. Who had banquet beers last time I was here? Someone had banquet beers, and we completely agreed that was the go-to right now.
Yeah, I love that shit. I don't know who had them here.
All right.
Yeah, and then just beach.
And you were in Jersey, right?
Yeah, Wildwood, New Jersey.
Shout out.
And you were just at the beach too.
That's right. Down in Hilton Head Island.
Jeez.
Catching the rays. Not a worry in the world. Hit the links.
How'd you play?
Good time. Better than normal. Made a slight adjustment to the swing, so that was fun.
Did you break 100?
Both times.
Love that.
I played a par 3 course in Wildwood.
And how'd you play?
Did you break 100?
Oh yeah, I was like 3 over, I think.
3 over?
I mean, it's all
any birdies?
Chip shots. Yeah, 2 birdies.
Nice.
Were you close to dunking any?
One kind of, probably 3-4 feet.
And producer on the ones and twos.
Yeah, I was not at the beach, so I feel
I wasn't
bad.
at the beach either.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
I played golf near a beach, but
Ooh.
that was how close I got.
Yeah, that's close enough. I was treating this house like a beach.
Mm.
Drinking,
We like that.
Drinking Coronas.
Were you wearing the glasses?
I did wear these.
How
a lot.
nasty is your tan right now in your eyes?
It's not great, that's for sure. I don't take them off, so they've sort of just become one with me at this point. So I'm really just embracing that.
Speed.
I played a little golf, watched some sports, did some reading, but did not go to the beach either.
I actually tried to go to Topgolf, but there was a wait.
We don't like weights.
And
No,
wait?
I didn't want to wait.
Were they spacing people out type of thing, you think? Or was it just...
I was wearing these, so I couldn't see very well. They're very dark.
Yeah. You would have had a difficult time hitting the ball, too.
Yeah, well, especially because I'm not good at golf to begin with. But next time.
So, number 11, we got some guys we outlined here. Let's figure out, through a little bit of a breakdown like we usually do, who is the best athlete to wear number 11. Who should we start with? Maybe we should start with, I know we started with Matt last time. Maybe let's start with Carl over here with Edgar Martinez.
All right, Edgar Martinez. There's a couple shortstops I'll give a quick honorable mention to start.
Like
Barry
that?
Larkin and Luis Aparicio. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But both Hall of Fame shortstops. Obviously, Barry Larkin, a Reds legend, and Little Louie, as I called him.
Little Louie.
Played shortstop for a couple different teams, but those were kind of the honorable mention folks.
Didn't J-Roll wear number 11 too?
Yes, he did.
Jimmy Rollins. Shout out to Jimmy Rollins
Jimmy
too.
Rollins, yeah.
Shouts.
I know we have a pretty
I
good
love him.
Philly audience for the pod, so we gotta give a shout out to J-Roll.
Big shout out, J-Roll. Philly legend.
I used to love him in backyard baseball. What a player.
Great one.
Player.
All right.
All right, Edgar. So I think the main reason I chose Edgar was he was kind of the first true DH in my mind, where he was just. I mean, he played a few years at third base for the Mariners, but we all know him as a DH. So he was kind of the first one, and then obviously we had a couple after. Ortiz comes to mind, and obviously today a lot of people are DHing in both leagues now with the new rule. But, kind of why we chose him as well. Another loyal guy, as we love, all 18 seasons with the Seattle Mariners. He's a Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. So he's racking in the awards. We'll do a little prime Edgar. So I picked between 1995 and 2001. his average season, he hit 329, 100 runs scored, 171 hits, 28 dingers, 110 RBIs, and 42 doubles, which is pretty impressive on average for a 6-year span. And then career numbers, he's hit 309 home runs, so a little bit lower than Chipper, who we talked about last episode, but still solid. So he's my push. I don't know if he'll stack up against some of the other athletes, but he was, a great Mariner, probably one of the best Mariners of all time, if not the greatest, and just, one of the best hitters.
Don't they have a bar or like a really famous restaurant out in Safeco named after him? They really
they
honor
love him.
Edgar.
They love him out there.
Like he's one of the known.
I know he
guys.
coached for them I think he was the hitting coach for a few years. So that, he's a Seattle legend for sure.
Yeah, and no, definitely.
He got into the booze biz, according to Seattle Met. Edgar Martinez enters the booze biz. And this is the first time reading the article, but in the last sentences in bold, it just says Edgar Martinez is from Puerto Rico. Wow, couldn't say that, but yes.
And he, so like you said, he really established the DH position. Like he was kind of like the first guy to make it like cool to be a DH.
Yeah,
because back then before him, like the DH wasn't necessarily like one of the stronger hitters in the lineup, right? It was kind of just like an extra guy.
From what I know, like a lot of the DHs, like speaking for the Red Sox as I know them the best, but like Yaz at the end of his career was the DH because he just couldn't play the field anymore.
Right.
Didn't necessarily mean he was like the best hitter.
Gotcha.
Yep. So
cool.
Edgar Martinez in the running.
Edgar Martinez made our pick for baseball. If you guys don't mind, I'll jump into basketball real quick. Isiah Thomas is who we picked. I'll do a little bit honorable mentions too. Elvin Hayes, longtime Wizard, DC guy, Bullet.
Go Wizards.
Clearly go Wizards. Everyone knows I am a Knicks fan, but got this swag at a Wizards game that when they were playing the Knicks did lose.
Well, that's a given.
That's a given. Saw Ron Baker play, star Nick. But anywho, Elvin Hayes, shouts to Elvin Hayes. And then Yao Ming.
Big sleep.
Well, he called Tracy
of
Big
course.
Sleep.
Of course.
So, naturally. Big boy Yao. But the main guy we want to talk about for basketball at number 11 is Isiah Thomas, a.k.a. Zeke, a.k.a. the babyface assassin, a.k.a. Tuss, a.k.a. Pocket Magic. Isiah Thomas. Let's talk about some stats here. So he's only 6'1", which it's going to be pretty impressive that he was only 6'1". He does all these things in his time. National championship with the Indiana Hoosiers, his sophomore year season. Then he was the second overall pick by the Detroit Pistons. Eventually, as a lot of you know, he became a Hall of Famer. 12-time All-Star, was the assist champion for the 84-85 season with 13.9 assists per game. 2-time NBA champion, knocking Michael Jordan out of the playoffs each of those 2 times. 5-time All-NBA, 81-82 All-Rookie team, 2-time All-Star MVP, NBA Finals MVP in the 89-90 series, and then his final stats with the Pistons were 19.2 points per game, 9.3 assists per game, and then 3.6 rebounds per game. So just a all-around point guard career. He definitely goes down as one of the top 5 point guards of all time. I think we were talking about that. Definitely not top 10 player of all time. We're not going to go too far, but top 5 point guard. Is everyone in agreement with that, or do you want to continue the discussion that he's not in there?
That's your opinion. It's subjective, But
I'll put him
in there. I'll put him in top.
So who
5.
is the top 5 point guards of all time?
Magic.
Me, Magic.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah.
No. If you want me to say, I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
Magic in no order. Magic, Chris Paul, John Stockton. I'll throw Isiah Thomas in there, and then, that's tough. I mean, if you give him a little more time in his career, and if you consider him a point guard, probably Steph Curry.
That he's in my top 5 as well. I have Steph, Magic.
I mean, he's
John
the best
Stockton,
shooter of all time.
Yep.
So and he's
Oscar
a point
Robertson,
guard,
and then I have Isiah Thomas.
Oscar. I kind of forgot Oscar too.
But I do have Steph Curry in there. I think that a lot of people will be like, "Oh,
Oscar would be in there as well."
Steph Curry is not a true point guard." That's baloney, folks. He's bringing up the ball. He's running the offense. Just because he shoots a lot doesn't mean he's not a point guard. Everyone has this opinion that you have to be a passer first to be a point guard. It's not true. It's a myth. Going back to Isiah, Pistons all-time leader in points, assists, steals, and games played. He was the 4th player to ever amass 9,000 assists. Kind of going into some of his personal stuff. Originally from Chicago. We just talked about how he's considered one of the best point guards of all time. After his playing career, his career in basketball really took a turn. He tried being a head coach. He tried being an executive for a couple organizations. It just went downhill. Head coach for the Pacers from 2000-2003. Never really had a successful season. Head coach of the Knicks from 2006-2008. He also was an executive for the Knicks. There was some allegations, some sexual assault allegations, I'm pretty sure, when he was an executive. Not good. He was also an executive for the Raptors, the Continental Basketball Association. After a stint with the Knicks, he picked up a head coaching job at Florida International. And the Panthers, their mascot, were coming off 5 straight losing seasons. So they decided to turn to Zeke, or what's his other name? The baby-faced assassin to coach their squad. He donated his first season's paycheck to the school because he, quote, did not come here for the money. Just didn't want any money. Unfortunately, the Panthers saw no improvement in their record, and Thomas led the team to an underwhelming 7-25 record from his first campaign. So maybe he should have accepted the check to get a little bit of motivation to actually do something. But I do firmly believe that Isiah Thomas was the best athlete to wear number 11. I'll hear some more cases from you folks on the others. But, I mean, to knock off the GOAT, Michael Jordan, in the playoffs 2 times, win multiple championships, be known as one of the best point guards of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good resume, but we do got some good candidates coming up. So let's go to football. I know we usually wrap up with soccer. Let's go to football.
That's good. There's another Isiah Thomas. He's just not even close to his.
No, Isiah.
When
no.
you first started
The
rattling
little
those off, I
Isiah,
got very
the other
confused.
Isiah Thomas is
He was named after Isiah Thomas, the one we're talking about right now.
Just a clone.
All right, so we'll head over to football with my guy. We got to go way back for this. Norm-van-Brocklin.
Shouts to Norm.
Lived from 1926 to 1983. So
The golden years.
rest in peace. The Dutchman, as he was known by.
Is he Dutch?
As he went by. Yeah, I guess so. 12 seasons in the NFL. He was a quarterback, and he actually punted. So, which is kind of funny.
Dual threat.
Yeah, for his whole
Those
career,
fake
too.
punt passes.
Lethal.
Lethal.
With Norman back there. We'll move. So he was drafted by the Los Angeles Rams, and that's who he played most of his career with. So he selected 37th overall in the 4th round of the 1949 NFL draft.
Sleeper.
So if you think about that, 37th in these drafts would be early 2nd round. He was in the 4th round.
Oh yeah.
So a lot less teams. So like I said, he joined the Rams, and the thing was, he joined another pretty elite quarterback in Bob Waterfield. So the coach said, we're gonna platoon. So literally they platooned.
So is it platooning before? I mean, platooning's they're starting to get more popular now.
Yeah, they literally platooned Van Brocklin and this other dude, Waterfield. And in 1950, they scored 38.8 points per game, which is still a record, I think, to this day.
Is this one of the better platoons in NFL history?
It's got to be. It's, at least for quarterbacks. I mean, that doesn't happen too often. Moving forward in 1951. So they platooned from 1951 basically to 1953.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go into the 1951 opening night game, arguably Van Brocklin's
Coming out party?
The best game of his career.
Okay.
Most memorable game. He threw for an NFL record 554 yards.
Woo!
And this record,
Holy shit.
yeah, it stands today. Still, 69 years later, no one has touched it. There's only like 18 other guys who have touched the 500-yard club. Big Ben did it twice, by the way. Go Ben Roethlisberger.
He could also eat 500 hamburgers in one sitting.
In one sitting.
That's
in
big
his
man.
heyday. He's slim. He's slim now.
That's a shout to episode number 7. You know, Big Ben can eat.
Oh, he can eat. So he completed 27 of 41 passes in this game, tossed 5 touchdowns, and absolutely destroyed the New York Yanks, which was another football team.
Oh,
Before they were
You think it's the Yankees?
Yeah.
No, this is what they're
As
telling
long
me.
as the Yankees are
The
losing.
New York Yanks.
Doesn't matter.
All right, so in 58, Norm says, all right, I'm going to retire, and then he's like, nope, I'm actually coming back. So, and then
Seen
he gets,
that one before.
from there, he's traded to the Eagles, where another kind of cool fact so in his 3rd season with the Eagles in 1960, he beats the Green Bay Packers. That must hurt. In the NFL championship
That
game.
burns.
Speechless.
But what's kind of cool about this is it's the only game that Vince Lombardi's Green Bay Packers that they ever lost in the playoffs. And it was behind my guy,
The Dutchman.
the Dutchman.
Wow.
Exactly. So after this game, he wins the championship,
Right.
and he's like, all right, I'm done. So then he moves on to coaching, actually, like 3 months later. He becomes the coach of the Minnesota Vikings. And another kind of fun thing here is that he becomes the coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and who is the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings? My guy, Fran Tarkenton. Last episode.
Shout out to Fran.
Shout out to
Number
Fran.
10.
Franny.
What are the odds here? And but the thing was, they had a very contentious relationship. They did not like each other, and the reason was because Van Brocklin hated the fact that Tarkenton always scrambled. He's just running around, getting outside the pocket. He's like, he wanted the quarterback to stay in the pocket. Ultimately, Tarkenton was like, I want to trade, and then Van Brocklin eventually retired, or actually resigned from the position. Kind of a funny story. Another funny story here was, for whatever reason, Van Brocklin was known for his disdain of soccer-style kickers, which is now the standard, obviously. But in one game, a soccer-style kicker beat Van Brocklin's team, and after the game, a reporter asked about how he felt about losing the game on a last-second field goal, and he replied, "They ought to change the goddamn immigration laws in this country."
Jeez.
Wow.
So
That's a different era.
that is it. No, right? That is it. No. That is a different era, and that's what he said.
That would not fly today.
What is-
I'm
That
telling you, if
would
that went live on
not
CBS,
fly.
it would be he'd be suspended from the league.
No. Yeah, I mean, no. Yes, he would be. But he did say that apparently. On a little lighter note, one of his better quotes was,
Note.
"The word desire is overworked, but a quarterback must have desire. He can't discourage easily. He has to be confident that if he just hangs on against adversity, he finally can get the job done."
This quote completely goes against what we talked about in episode 6 with Jay Cutler. There is no
This is the
desire
opposite of
in
Jay.
that man. This quote right here makes me think of the opposite of Jay Cutler. That's exactly right.
I miss Jay Cutler.
Just throwing it.
Easy wins.
Throwing it right to the Packers.
And it's about it for Norm, the Dutchman.
Wow.
Kind of funny though.
Yeah.
A lot of kind of weird stories there.
So, I mean, we got 3 good contestants right now for number 11. Do you want to run through hockey quick, too, before we let Max take it away for soccer?
Yeah. So the next guy for hockey is arguably, well, he is, in my opinion, a top 10 NHL player of all time. Or hockey.
You did do
heavyweight.
very good in your hockey guessing. Your betting for the Rocks Locks. So
Did I? Yeah.
You
I know.
know
I know
hockey.
hockey. I know hockey. Rip the Caps though; they got destroyed.
Go Islanders.
Go Islanders.
Still hungover.
So this dude's name is Mark-Messier, and
Messier.
or Messier.
Messier.
I don't. Yeah, that's probably the
Big
better
hockey
pronunciation. Yeah, so he had a 26-year NHL tenure, which included 12 seasons with the Oilers, 2 stints with the Rangers, and 3 years with the Canucks. He's a 15-time All-Star, and he won 5 Stanley Cups with the Oilers
Sheesh.
and 1 MVP honor. He won another championship with the Rangers
Go
in
Rangers.
1994. And more to stats here. He crested the 100-point mark 6 times, including 107 in his second MVP season. And he sits third in NHL history with 1,887 career points.
Woof.
So
He's
yeah,
good.
he's
Any nicknames for Mark?
I don't know. They
know
said
we
he was a
love
pretty
nicknames
big
on this
guy, and I read one article or one publication where they compared him to Gordie Howe a little bit, where he kind of do everything almost a little
Talk
better.
about Gordy. We talked about Gordy on this
Yeah,
pod.
a little bit better than Gordie. Or do you know, he's just kind of a little bit above, a little ahead of Gordie's time or whatever.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it's about it.
So, I mean, top 10 player in his sport. I know before we got on air here, you said that you might have been shifted towards Mark. How you feeling about Mark now that we kind of went through 4 players thus far?
Yeah, I don't know. He's 1 or 2 probably.
I mean, 26 years. Anybody that can make it through 26 years of hockey.
That's right. That's
Yikes.
right.
That's a lot of years.
Let's turn it to football. We'll pass it over to the producer on the ones and twos. His highlight of the week when he gets to talk about soccer with the boys, with the glasses on. Let it go.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of good guys in soccer. A lot of current guys I want to mention. I'll focus on 2 guys who've sort of at the end of their careers. Their careers are done. But a couple guys I want to mention currently playing right now. Mo Salah, the Egyptian prince. So you know him. He's playing for Liverpool. Has pretty much brought them to relevance in the Premier League. They won this year.
Shouts to them.
It's too bad. They also won the Champions League last year. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. He's like 77 goals and another assisted on 32 in just a few years since joining Liverpool. So he's a phenomenal player. Marco Reus, phenomenal player out in Germany. Angel Di Maria has played kind of all over the world. He was at Real Madrid. He had a terrible stint at Manchester United. He's at PSG now. And then Gareth Bale, I think, is the other probably really relevant one. Started at, actually, I don't remember where his first club was, but really got famous at Tottenham. So a phenomenal player there, and really brought them into relevance. Since he started, they've gone up from, I think, 117th in Wales. He's a Welsh player.
Okay.
Since he started, they've gone from like 117th in the rankings to like 32nd or something along those lines. So he's mainly responsible for that. And he had a sick bicycle kick goal in the Champions League final the other year.
We love those bicycle kicks.
We do love
That's a
them.
highlight.
Miroslav Klose is German, so he's got a fun name to say. He's actually Germany's all-time leading scorer, and he scored the most goals in FIFA World Cup history with 16 in 24 games. So he was playing for a very long time. I wouldn't say he's one of the best number 11s, but anyone who leads the FIFA World Cup in all-time goals.
What's interesting to me, and sorry to interrupt real quick,
Yeah,
but we talked about this last time on number 10 for soccer and how number 10, like these jersey numbers actually have meaning to soccer players. Like if you're number 10, you're most likely the best scorer on the team. Do you happen to know, and I think I kind of scanned across it briefly earlier this week, but what is like the typical characteristics of like a number 11? Do you know?
Yeah, they're more of an attacking player. Like probably more than likely playing on the wings. The number 10 usually plays in the forward role.
Yeah.
That used to be a bigger thing back in the day. Guys have sort of since switched on that, but obviously most of those guys I mentioned are playing in the forward positions and playing on the wings. So it's obviously still relevant in sports there or in soccer. But they're more attacking and goal scorers as
Right.
well.
Interesting. So who would your pick be for the best soccer then?
Well,
you haven't got through yet?
Oh, no.
Continue on, my friend.
Yeah, of course. So 2 other guys I think are Didier Drogba, phenomenal player. I gotta figure out exactly
Great
where he
footwork.
ranks. Yes, great footwork from the Ivory Coast. He's actually 27th on the all-time scoring list in the Premier League, with 104 goals in only 254 appearances, which is a lot.
That's a lot of goals.
Yeah. So he was a phenomenal player. He's still playing. I don't even know where he's at now. He's been traveling around, but he made his career at Chelsea, scored an incredible header late in the Champions League that led to Chelsea winning it as well. So he's up there on the list, but the one guy I think I'm gonna give it to, Ryan Giggs.
Ryan Giggs.
Any guesses as to what club he played at?
I know. So, Manchester United.
Yeah.
Giggity Giggs.
Yes.
Giggity.
So he ranks 23rd on the all-time scoring list for the Premier League, 109, so a little ahead of Drogba there. But he does beat him. He's got 632 appearances, which is a lot at the end of the day. But he was relevant for an incredibly long time. Started his career in the early 90s with Man U. And he actually made the PFA Team of the Year, which is sort of like your All-NBA, if you will. In 1992, 1997, 2000, 2001, 2006, and 2008. So he had a 16-year span where he made basically like a first team, which is phenomenal. An incredible career at Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. So incredible achievement there as well. And then Manchester United went through a couple rough years, might still be going through them, according to some. And he actually ended up being an interim coach for a little while he was there. And I think one of my favorite stats about him, it was one of his last games that he was actually a player coach at the time, and he subbed himself on late into a game.
He's like, you know what? He's like, screw it. I'm in. I'm playing. I'm taking over. We like that authority.
What I wouldn't kill is see Greg Popovich sub himself into a playoff game.
Popovich shoving himself in, going down the block and saying, ball.
Taking a charge from Giannis and just disintegrating. But Ryan Giggs, 632 games. I think that's second all-time in Premier League history. He was just so prevalent in the Manchester United midfield during their really glory years where they just consistently won and were at the top of their game. He's gonna take it for me for the soccer one there.
Interesting. So that wraps it up for our little, the regular segment that we do where we try to decide on who's the best. Let's go around the room. Who do we got? Who we thinking? Who's gonna take this number 11? After we choose, I want to challenge one of you to name everybody we've picked thus far for the pod. We'll see. We'll see who wants to take it. But first, Max, I'll let you choose first.
This is tough because I've picked a lot of soccer guys lately. I got to go through in my head who we've just talked about too. I want to compare stats.
Yeah, we talked about Edgar Martinez first.
Edgar Martinez, right.
We talked about Isiah Thomas.
Okay, mark-messier.
We talked about norm-van-brocklin.
Oh, the Dutchman, of course.
And then mark-messier, and then
Ryan Giggs.
Which we don't even know if we're pronouncing Messier correctly.
I think it is.
I think it is Messier.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, good. Fantastic.
Well, if I picked Messi for number 10, it's only right I picked Messier
Wow.
for number 11.
Going off of names here, so we got mark-messier. Who's the last hockey guy to get picked? Was it
Bobby Orr?
It was Bobby Orr, for number 4.
Yeah, well, that's a hint for
Yeah,
later.
I shouldn't have done that.
All right, we got one.
God, I know
Rock.
one of them.
Who you got?
I'll go with Isiah Thomas.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Make it
what we're thinking.
Well, normally I go a baseball guy, but I don't know
As
if
you
I
hold
can
the baseball bat, as you hold the pine.
need some swings. But I don't think I can pick a DH since didn't really play the field for most of the career.
Yeah.
I'm going with Isiah Thomas as well, even though he's worse than Chris Paul.
Wow. I'm not even going to get into that.
He
but
is, statistically.
Cliff Paul.
You're mad about that.
No, it's just the fact. It's like just facts. I mean,
Wow.
just look at the stats.
No championships.
Yeah, but everyone knows Chris Paul's a huge winner in the regular season.
I mean, championships are based off the team, and Isiah Thomas is not carrying his team for the most part. He
was the leader guy.
He had a great team. Are you serious?
Yeah, but
his roster was stacked.
We could go in a deep, but it wasn't Chris Paul's team stacked. He should have at least made it to the Western Conference Finals, maybe the Finals.
I don't know.
What
Clippers
team
was stacked? Him
DeAndre, Blake, Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick. I mean, he had a lot of pieces on that squad.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not
Doc
stacked.
Rivers. Yeah, they had a good.
That's not the Pistons,
good.
though. And there were some other really good teams that were facing the Clippers as well, like Kobe.
We'll move on.
Rip.
So you choose Isiah as well?
Yep, you can mark it down.
All right, I choose Isiah as well. So we'll give Isiah Thomas number 11.
Couldn't sweep.
Does anyone want to take the challenge of naming all of the people that we have titled thus far? I gave out the challenge, so I'm not doing it.
I don't want to.
I could name number 4 and number 11. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if I could do all of them, but I can name a good amount.
All right, you can start it off, and maybe let's do you to 6, and we'll let Carl do 5.
Oh, okay.
When do you need help?
Okay, I do need help. Oh wait, no. Gilbert Arenas.
Yep.
At 0.
Agent 0.
Number 1, we picked the baseball guy. Ozzie Smith. Derek Jeter. Babe Ruth.
Mr. Orr.
Bobby Orr. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Number 5, Lou. No. Who did we pick for 5?
Crap!
Even if we get this wrong, I picked Albert Pujols.
I think
was that our choice? Was that our overall choice?
Pretty sure it was.
I think it was. Good call there.
All right.
Number 6 was another number we did.
I remember this one actually.
This one was close. It was down to Stan Musial and
No, we didn't.
But it wasn't him. We didn't pick him.
We just talked about greatest basketball players ever played.
Bill Russell.
There you go.
Oh, all right. And then Ronaldo was 7.
Yep.
Shout out soccer for the first one.
Shouts.
8.
Come on,
Kobe.
guys. Yep, Kobe.
Number 9
I don't know, but
was a long time ago.
Hold on.
9 might have been
10's Messi. So
yep.
11 is
Isiah Thomas. Yeah.
And 9, who did we do for? It wasn't Tony Romo.
No.
Oh, he was close though. I remember we had a
wasn't
long
Roger,
debate.
It wasn't Roger Maris.
It was Roger Maris. But we talked about him. We should write this down somewhere. I'm beginning to think my brain doesn't work.
Hold on,
I already knew that, but
Wow.
I'm looking it up. Oh, I'll just see. I think did we choose?
Was it Gordie Howe?
Oh no, guys, we chose Ted Williams.
Oh, Teddy Ballgame.
We did Teddy Ballgame. I'm pretty sure we did Teddy Williams.
oh,
Okay. So we're getting there. Weeks go by, we forget these things, folks. You don't understand. There's a lot of numbers. We try to remember them all for you, but we're just focused on one at a time. We were focused on 11. We got Isiah Thomas, and we got number 12 next. Number 12 is going to be interesting. We had a fan reach out with research to discuss who is better, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. He sent a Google sheet. Shouts to Bill Allen for sending that Google sheet in.
Let's go, Bill.
We're gonna take a look at the research. We're gonna evaluate it. We're gonna see if it makes sense. We're gonna see if it matches with what we believe. That's an argument. Is it though?
No.
But shouts to Bill for real for sending that in. It's time for our little fun segments that we've added in for season 2.
oh wait, we forgot NASCAR. Vroom vroom.
We forgot that number 10 too.
We did too. Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. Shouts to Denny.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Hamlin is on a tear this season. He's won like 6 races, I think, something like that. Unreal.
Have you been watching a lot of NASCAR?
Uh,
Following it at least.
One weekend, but I made some money on Denny Hamlin.
We
so-
like Denny then.
Yep, Denny's a good
This
guy.
is a Denny Hamlin household now.
So let's move into I Can't Believe This, featuring Carl. Carl's going to tell us something that he just can't believe that happened recently. It could be maybe some food you got that you can't believe how good or can't believe how bad it is. It could be the beach. You can't believe how nice it is. It could be something from sports, music, whatever you want. What couldn't you believe since the last time we talked?
Well, there's two things that I'll bring up that I can't believe. One, I'll have Max more so go into detail on the soccer part, but I was alerted that there is actually a women's tennis player named Can Sun, spelled C-Y-A-N, also is how you spell Can. And that's just wild coincidence right there.
We can't believe this.
She is our new favorite women's tennis player in this household. So
Put it on the
wishing her
board.
good health, healthy, successful season coming up. Number 2 is, who is the team, Max?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 8-2. Was that
High-scoring game.
that what kind of game was that?
That was the Champions League semi-final game. So not a good performance to lose 8-2.
But I mean, 8 goals in one soccer game. I haven't seen 8 goals in probably the 12 soccer games I may have tuned into in my whole entire life. So I can't believe that happened, and I missed it.
We can't believe it. Everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3. I can believe it. All right.
Pronouncing it wrong.
So we'll move into our next segment now, Rock's Locks. I'd like to go through The Rock's performance the last time we talked. I was actually really impressed with his performance. I really am. I started out, I'll tell you how I started out going through all of the games. I actually started in baseball and started out bad. I was like, oh man, he really didn't. But, it's tough matchups in baseball. It's kind of weird this year playing against cross leagues, whatever.
Yeah.
Killed it in hoops. Killed it in hockey. I think there was only a couple series in hockey where he missed it. And then he got the Champions League game right. So we'll start there. The Champions League game, PSG versus RB Leipzig. PSG won 3-0. He got the dub. We like to see that. Let's move to basketball. He has the Bucks. He had the Bucks in 4. Bucks are leading 3-1. It's looking good for you.
Yeah.
Lock it up.
Is that game going on right now?
I think
They already
it's...
played
I think they
today, no?
played yesterday. Maybe they played today.
Oh, maybe they
Am I
did.
losing my mind? Let's see.
Luka's on right now. The Clippers.
So this
are
might be
winning.
another win for him.
Yeah, they played yesterday. 3-1.
Game 5 is tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Who you got?
So he's got Bucks in 4.
I
So
take the Bucks.
So if he gets that, that's another win. He had the Raps in 5. Raptors 1 and 4, so he made it a little easier. He had Sixers in 7. That was a tough one, close to his heart. I know that for sure.
They were close because they almost won one of the games,
Mm-hmm.
but not any.
I don't know if that was supposed to be sarcastic or what, but anyways.
I think it was sarcastic. Right?
But that was a rough one, not only for the record, but for the fandom. Heat in 5 he had. Heat 1 and 4, making it easy.
Sweet.
West is still going on right now. I know there's some games that are wrapping up or maybe going on right now as we record this. But he had Lakers winning the first series. They lead 3-1 now. I believe they're 3-1. Clippers Mavericks is literally going on right now. Series is tied 2-2. Nuggets Jazz, I believe that just happened.
This is the tough one.
Nuggets just
The Nuggets
won.
just won.
Oh, the
Nuggets
Nuggets
just
pulled it out,
won.
actually.
Yeah.
So he does have Nuggets in 5. It's obviously not in 5, but there's
Gotta
still
go to
hope
7.
there. And then Thunder Rockets, he has Rockets in 7. That series is tied 2-2. So only one series completely wrong this far. That's great to see. Baseball, let's move into there. So he had Nationals over the Marlins. Incorrect. Marlins got the dub. He had Rays over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays won. Yankees Mets got axed. He got the Sox correct. Had them over the Orioles. He had the Brew Crew over the Pirates. Pirates took your words to consider. You went in on the Pirates
They're
that last
so
episode.
bad.
You're like,
they
are
won.
so
And
bad.
I saw them.
Then
I
they
looked them up, like,
won.
they're winning. I'm like, what the fuck? They never win.
Braves took the dub over the Phils. Indians did not win. That's what Matt had. Tigers won. Twins lost to the Royals, so we got a loss there. Cubs lost to the White Sox, lost there. Cards lost to the Reds, got a loss there. That's 4 in a row. That was tough to write down for me. Padres got the dub. It's Padres season, guys. it is Padres season. Rangers lost though. Dodgers won. Then he won 3 in a row. Dodgers won, Athletics won, and Giants won. So overall, not too shabby. There's a lot of games obviously that we went through for baseball.
6 and 8,
Yeah, so not too bad. Hockey. This is where we were like, you know what? Maybe Matt has a future in hockey betting. Lightning versus Blue Jackets. Lightning won 4-1 in that series. That was a dub for Matt. Went with Philly, close to his heart. Flyers got the dub 4-2. Fly, Philly, fly. I don't even know if they say that. But the Canucks won 4-2. That was a loss for Matt. He had the Blues in that. Avalanche won 4-1. He did have that 3-1 going into Saturday. Islanders won. He had the Caps. Wanted to stick to the hometown team.
Caps.
That didn't work out.
They shit the bed.
Coach got fired too.
Yeah. And then he had the Blackhawks in the series versus the Golden Knights, but the Golden Knights won that. And then the last one, he did have the Dallas Stars winning, and they won 4-2. So, Matt, bravo. I don't know if you have any games pulled up. We don't have to make any bets now, but if you want to...
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird, but I guess I could do the next series.
Are there any series even established, though?
The Bruins Lightning is going on.
Okay, so who do you got in
And the Bruins are already up 1-0.
Okay.
So, prior to the series, that would have been tough. I don't know. I'll take Bruins now, though.
He's going with the Bruins.
Canucks versus
Go Bees.
Golden Knights. The Golden Knights are winning already. So they're already up 1-0 on that series. I'll go Golden Knights.
Okay.
Going
safe route.
Flyers, Islanders. Flyers are down 0-1, but I'm gonna go.
He's
Flyers
going Flyers
in that series.
See, we like a loyal guy on the squad.
We love loyalty.
And then the Stars versus the Avalanche. Honestly, I probably would have went Avalanche here because I think they're definitely the favorite, but the Stars are up, lead the series 2-0. So I might flip that. If prior to the thing though, I probably would have went Avalanche.
So you're going to put Avalanche down.
So I'll put Avalanche down.
Wow, well, if they make the comeback, you look like a fucking genius.
I don't know what I would have done with the other series.
That's fine. So you want to stick to hockey? We'll stick to hockey. Just because
that's pretty much
a lot
it.
of NBA.
I can do NBA. Celtics, Raptors. I'll take the Raptors.
Is that hate for the Celtics, or is that...
I just think they're better.
Yeah.
Can't believe
They're
you're picking
deeper.
Kyle Lowry.
I hate Kyle Lowry. Maybe I should pick the Celtics.
Is Kyle Lowry better than Isiah Thomas, who we just
Kyle Lowry is the worst.
He's a
player.
Philly guy, though.
He's the worst basketball player I've ever seen, hands down.
Wow.
Shout out to Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, shout out Kyle Lowry. I hate you.
Who do you hate more, Trey Turner or Kyle Lowry?
Oh, that's tough. I really hate Trey Turner. That dude fucking sucks. For whatever reason.
All right. Well, that wraps up for the Rocks Locks. We'll see how we perform next week. We'll keep these the record going. So I forget what was the finishing record. You had a winning record. It was 14-12. I think that was it. 14.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I was 2 games above 500.
Got it. Okay. Now we'll move it into the last segment that we know and love. Kicking it with Max, our producer on the ones and twos, our soccer expert. Max, as you know, we don't have to keep it to just soccer. Just give us some enlightenment. Give us some motivation. Give us whatever you want before we sign out here.
Wow. Well, I'll do a little soccer. Carl already mentioned the semifinal. Bayern Munich won the Champions League, defeating PSG, which Matt did predict they would win the semifinal. So
We like that.
Yeah. They won the treble, so they won the German league. They have just Germany teams playing a tournament, and then the Champions League. So that's phenomenal. Good for them. They were really, really good this year. So soccer is on a bit of a hiatus right now.
MLS is back.
MLS is always back. I don't know what they're doing. They were back, and then
but
they're back again. Yeah, the Canadian Premier League's on. Saw that earlier. The Premier League.
I think the China Super League's on.
I've been watching that intently. Yeah, the Premier League kicks off September 12th, so it's really not that much of a delay between the end of soccer and the start of European
Yeah, so I'm
soccer
confused.
again.
I'm honestly confused about what the MLS is now. So the tournament happened. That was the bubble. But now is it the startup of like a new regular season? Is it just like kind of friendly competitions? And if you don't know, that's fine. I'm just kind of confused.
I don't know. I think.
Well, if you listeners out there want to submit any information on what's going on in the MLS, we'd appreciate it.
We
just don't know.
No, I think they're just. I think they're just.
We don't even have
their,
the resources to look it up.
I think they did a fun little tournament in the middle, and now they're doing the rest of the season.
I see. Well, go Crew. Shouts to the Columbus
for
Crew.
MLS, okay.
That's my squad for the MLS. So hopefully.
Go Philly team.
Aren't they the Union? Philadelphia Union.
Philadelphia Union.
Yeah.
Nice name.
Cool.
My wisdom.
Wisdom.
I got some wisdom. Yeah, I got a notification at the start of this. There's a bunch of COVID-19 cases in Maine now. That they've all been traced back to a wedding. That not even everyone was in attendance at. So COVID's still a thing.
We got some weddings right around the corner.
I know. Well, that was why just be careful at the wedding.
I got my mask.
Or just don't go to a wedding.
Don't go.
That's crazy. You can't go. I've never been to a wedding.
So you're basically saying right now that everybody should avoid weddings at all costs.
And if you're engaged, don't get married.
COVID central.
That's
guaranteed COVID.
That's the wisdom that I'm giving to the fans.
Well, there you have it, folks. Don't get married. That you hear that right here now from our producer on the ones and twos. Don't go to weddings. Don't get married. Don't find love. We do not endorse that here. Just kidding.
We love love. We hate marriage.
We love, hate marriage. No, we
but
don't.
my parents are happily married,
just
so that's
kidding.
cool. Good for them.
We'll wrap this up before this gets off the rails. But thank you for tuning in to episode number 11 of the 0-200 podcast. We'll be back for episode number 12. We didn't mention this before, but be sure to subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Apple, subscribe on SoundCloud, wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify. If you want to listen on the morning read, you can now do that. If you're a golf fan, great content on the morning read.
Thank you, morning read.
But anything else that I missed, folks? Do you guys?
Shout out to Spike Chocolate.
Of course, shout out to Spike Chocolate.
Gotta bring that back.
The original sponsor of the show. We love that shit.
Eat it every day.
We eat it every day.
So
honestly,
much CBD.
every day. I wake up, I have some spiked chocolate. I go to bed, I have some spiked chocolate. At lunch, I'll have some spiked chocolate. So shout out to Spiked Chocolate. Great sponsor. And we'll catch you later. We don't leave at the Jersey anymore, but nevertheless, we'll leave this to win the
Do we have a
Jersey.
sign off then? Should we make a sign off?
What do we leave it to?
Wait, do we not?
Yeah,
do we not start with?
No, we don't.
Why not?
Wait, what?
Can we not?
Bring it back.
Should I sing it?
Oh, I love that. I love that shit.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100 real quick.
And we're out.